Good afternoon, evening, depending where you are. Quick video. I don't do Twitter, Reddit, or wherever the kids are these days for their information. I see a little bit of financial news as it comes in, just from some limited sources, so I don't get caught up in the craziness. In recent weeks, we've obviously seen the Russell small caps. We've anticipated it. It's been long awaited, and we have been watching some activity come in. Lots of flow in spec names and in multiple sectors, but recently it's been absolutely everything. This week especially today, I'm talking about names that I call them the zombie names, coming back from the dead. The charts are dead, liquidity is dead, a lot. I'm talking about names like Space, Virgin Atlantic, how they call it, Fubo, Ocean Technologies, like just random names, tiny market caps, Skills. Skills actually charts better than most because it's got a base that it's breaking out of. But when you can see two large volume days in a row and the volume is only like 800,000 shares of something that's trading at a couple dollars, the dollar value is very low in these names. So it shows you how very little trading occurs outside of these last few hype days. And one piece of information that I came across this afternoon, I shared it, was that we are at the highest ever point in history with the most, and it's in the 99.9 percentile. Okay, so basically 100% above all, higher than the dot-com bubble, higher than ever. High beta names making highs, high beta names being bought, the highest ever. What does that mean? A high beta name is a name that's more volatile. So that means if the market goes up 10%, the name can go up 20, 30%. It means if the market goes down 10%, the name can go down 30%. It's more volatility. But more than that, it's more risk. So I'm not going to ever assume when it's over. You can start seeing it in some names. We've had some volume climaxes. Open was one of them. Open Door Technologies, big hype. They traded almost 2 billion shares a few days ago in one day, 3 times their float. Whatever. I don't care about the particulars of this. You have to just understand the opportunity they have to leave bag holders. The way they trade some of these names is they will enter, ride, push it as far as it can go, and leave. A true one-night stand scenario. These are not names that are likely going to make a turn, and you could look at the left side of their chart and see, wow, look how much room there is to go. There's a reason they've been at the bottom for a long period of time. So don't think that way. In my opinion, you shouldn't think that way. And in this environment, in this time, as things are getting a little bit hectic, highs were made today again. RTY made a new high, ES made a new high, NQ's right around the high. So, and that's lagging with semis being down a bit, but after hours they were moving too. So there's a lot of momentum still in the market, but be careful if you are holding on to, especially if you're profitable, consider taking some profits, or at least set yourself up so you know where your exits are going to be. Draw a line in the sand. But to see that statistic, to see that right there, that this is the highest ever point in history for these high beta stocks, this is like a little bit of an alert going off, because that's the opportunity for. Now remember, high beta also means that high reward, but not everyone's going to win this game, not all at once. At least they don't make it that easy. So I would recommend a little bit of caution. I would recommend sticking with higher liquidity names, names that haven't been overextended yet. Definitely, if you're in any names that have been ripping, like really ripping, really moving RSIs like over 85, consider pulling off some profit or all of it. Some of these names might not recover. Some of them have more to go, but it's just something to think about. I'm not bearish by any means. There's no reason to be technically at this moment, but there is always the seasonality one is against us in this particular scenario. Not against us, but like seasonality says we kind of coast off here for a little while. But on top of that, it's more the, you get certain pullback signals, just like a tactical sell signal for things to cool down. We've been doing that this whole time. Move around, pop up higher, move around, pop up higher. We haven't had like a decent pullback, an actual pullback in some time. So when the market gives them to us, it's usually not at a convenient moment. So just something to think about. We have key earnings this week. Something might just spark it, cause it to happen. So a little extra caution. That's the only reason for this video, because I saw that stuff today and it was pretty wild. And again, when I start seeing Fubo sweeps, just names that you don't see them getting this much activity. And I hadn't seen Fubo, for example, get too much activity at all in recent weeks or months. And now at the end of all this, once everything is going, once all the turds are rising, now I'm seeing more Fubo sweeps and things like that. Maybe it's some rotation in some of the small caps. Maybe you'll see some AMC moves. Just, again, charts that are from the graveyard. So exercise some caution. Have some fun. That's your cup of tea. During the day, especially if you're trading with the momentum and the setup is there, good. Like, scalp it. But be careful, especially if you're intending to hold overnight. That's where you might run into some troubles. All right, but try to enjoy yourself. We're definitely in a unique environment with these names right now, and I don't know when it'll be over, but at the end of it, there will be bags to be held.